Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tipsy, where we actually provide you with top tips to meet your specific need. So, today we are actually going to be sharing with you how you can actually win big on over football bettings, tips and tricks that you can actually use. So, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video or tutorial just like this one. So you're actually going to be covering 4 strategic key areas in this tutorial, which actually involve key websites that we're actually going to use for this strategy, factors to consider, 4 use cases, match type to avoid, and we're actually going to round up in a conclusion. So the website which we are actually going to use for this strategy is a site called sofascore.com. This is how the front page of the website actually looks like. And to use this strategy of goals betting, you have to come to this area that actually says dropping odds in this app or website. Click on dropping odds section and you are going to be navigated to an area that actually looks like this. Since we're actually dealing with football, what we want to do is to make sure that right at the top of this page, we have to locate the area that actually says football and filter only by football category. So I want to come to this area. You can see here it is actually on all sport by default, but make sure to come to football as you can see here and click on football. Once you do that, all of these will actually be filtered based on football as you can see here. The next thing you actually want to do is to make sure to locate this area at the right hand side that actually says high value streaks or high value strikes. So what you want to do, once you come here, you will be scrolling down and you are going to arrive at an area that actually says top 20 team streaks football. What you want to do is to make use of this drop-headed arrow that you can see here. Click on it directly and you'll be taken to this area. Once you see here, what you want to do is to scroll and locate this area that says more than 2.5 goals and click on it directly. Once you do that, you will actually be filtered with matches that are actually 2.5 goal matches of the day. So what I want to do is to use 4 cases here so that we are going to use practical examples of what to consider and what not to consider. In this, I will use the first, the second, the third, and the fourth cases for this tutorial. So first of all, I want to navigate to this, and once I click on this one here, I'll be taken here. Once you are here, the first thing you actually want to look at is to look at the recent form of this team. Once you look at the recent form, you are going to see a graph that actually looks like this. Make sure to focus to make sure that the graph is mostly green, that most of the greener area is more than the red. In this case, we have 1 for red and more for green. This actually means that the probability, this team actually have a very good form and the probability of goals to occur in this game is very high. We are going to see this if we scroll down even more and try to locate an area that actually says you are going to see details, standings, and matches. What you want to make use of is this area that actually says standings by clicking on standing itself. Once you do that, you're actually going to see the various teams on the position table. And of course, you are going to see that the favorite team is in position 1. 21 matches played, 19 wins, 103 goals scored, and 13 conceded, as compared to the opponent in the 6th position that have actually played 21 games with 10 wins, 46 goals scored, and 50 goals conceded. In other words, they are very, very conceding, and the opponent, which is very high in form, will actually have the higher probability of scoring for the opponent, since the opponent is very, very conceding. And of course, we are actually looking at the possibility of an over 1.5 or 2.5 goal to actually occur in this case. If you come to the home performance, you are going to see that the performance of the favorite team is actually in the 2nd position, as you can see here. 10 matches played with 56 goals scored. In other words, they have an average goal score rate of above 5.0, which is actually telling you that it has a very high chances of scoring. And in cases like this, it is always good to consider. you can still scroll down even more to even come to an area that you're actually going to see here from this area that says previous or matches, and you're going to see how this team actually played based on their recent form. If you want to look at the goal score rate and how this team actually perform, you are going to see 3:1, 3:3, 3:0, 3:1, 5:1. This will actually give you an idea to tell you that this team is a very high striking team, and the offense rate is very high, and the probability of scoring here is very great. So over 1.5 or 2.5 goal probability or possibility to occur in games like this is a great chance. So the next game I actually want to look at is this one here. Once you come here and you open directly and see a game like this that has a form where everything is actually red, this is the kind of case to avoid. Do not even go to try to analyze or to check the in-depth analysis. Just avoid this kind of game because it might not end well. So this is the case where you need to avoid, to make sure that you do not include this in your picks as the best choice. The next case is this case where you can see that everything here is green and it is actually good. If you scroll down, you are going to see, based on the standing, just as in the first case, you are going to see that they have a very good forms, and of course the opponent is very conceding, and the probability of stands here is good. And if you look, you can actually still come to this area that says matches and click on it directly. And once you look on the matches, what you want to do is to come to this area that actually says head-to-head strike, and you want to see how this team actually perform whenever they meet as head-to-head. You can see that most of the times it's always the possibility of an over 1.5 or 2.5 goal to occur. In other words, if you see the ratings of 2.5 based on 10, the average is 8/10, which means that the possibility of an over 1.5 or 2.5 goal to occur in this game is very, very high. The next probability game here is a case where sometimes most of the red are actually below and the form of the opponent or the favorite team is actually at home. You can see that in this case, if you screw and try to look based on the playing here, you can see that the possibility of goals is still high. And of course, if you look at the recent form here based on these pre-match standings, you are going to see that they're actually in second and third position of the league table with a very great form and also have a higher point. In the case where these two teams actually have good forms like this, as you can see based on this graph table, then of course know that the possibility of goals here is high. And if you even come here to this area and try to check even more based on this area that actually says standings, as you can see here, you can go to standings, even to matches, and try to look at the over 2.5 goal rating. As you can see here, over 2.5, 8/9 based on rating. And if you scroll more, you can see even head-to-head, and you are going to see that they actually score when actually they meet head-to-head. You can see 3:1 and 2:0. Therefore, over 1.5 or 2.5 goal possibility is a great chance to occur in this game. So this is a very easy strategy that you can actually use to find those over 1.5 or 2.5 goal market to actually make your picks and include in your sleep. So this is a strategy for you. So thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also enable the notification bell icon so as to be the very first to receive new post notifications and updates whenever we create a new video or tutorial. And see you again in our next episode. Bye-bye.
And now I know my heart is a ghost town.